It's Vito Soul here, and I just want to talk about something that I somewhat don't agree with, but it is his opinion. But I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about this. So just watch this first, and then you'll understand what I mean before I even talk about what's going on.
And by high power, I'm talking, anything at 7% plus on any sort of run. Okay. There's also a little trick here where you kind of gotta time it out, like 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you gotta drag. But I just kept the camera on 4B the entire time, and Freddy didn't move at all. So that's Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and yay, we got Notice of Termination. Yay, okay. So that's Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Cam stalling has been around since Five Nights at Freddy's 1. The dynamic is still here. Here are the plush animatronics. The controversy is so real, but it's not a glitch. This is something that has to be in the Click Team action grid as an actual check. Like, if you're on this camera, don't let this animatronic jump scare you. There are only 5 that this applies to, but they apply to all of the plush animatronics plus 2 more. And I will show you the other 2 as well, and I hope that this can help you with your strategies, because you can use this in other nights as well. So if you have Lefty, for example...
See, it's a part of the game. You're allowed to use it. It's a part of the game. You can use it. It was intended to be used in the game. It's a method that was figured out, so you're allowed to use it.
If Lefty's at 20, it doesn't matter if you can... It doesn't matter. You can just put the camera on cam 3 if no one else is a camera hog. Like Funtime Foxy, where you actually got to move off the camera. So there are gameplay dynamics where you can use the the README, the guide or whatever for all those, but we've also seen that Scott left off a few of those dynamics initially, like for Chica, because Chica was also soothed by a global music box being played, but it also doesn't mention that it's at the 15, 30, 45, 1 minute or whatever if you're AI 20. Interestingly, too, I have 20 free seconds right now that I can move off the camera, but if I'm not back on cam 2 by 4 minutes 5 seconds, which is 20 seconds after the hour here, 1, 3, and 5, at AI 20, I would get jump scared. So now I got to stick on this camera because it's almost...
Interesting. So there's a 20-second window when a new animatronic appears here that you can go off of it, but you have to be back for the camera stalling to still apply.
It's 405, and it's really strict. You'll get...
And camera stalling is allowed. It's a method that was discovered in the game. It's a method that new players use. Old methods are dead. You don't need to use old methods. If there's new methods to beating a game, then use it. It's like real life. If there's a new way to do something that's better than the old way, then use it. Sometimes the old way is good, but if the new way is better, then use the new way.
Jump scared at 405.0 if you're not on cam 2.
You'll see what I'm talking about just now.
So there are alternative ways of reaching a solution to getting rid of this animatronic, but one of them is definitely programmed in as cam stalling. So let me show you the other 2, and I'll just finish tonight. But you've seen this as an example,
yeah.
And
I am so tired.
Yeah, this is the prime example of what people have called glitches or exploits or whatever. But it's something that has to be programmed in the action grid to actually register. So that's why I say this has been around since Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Yeah, I agree.
And
it's a part of the game.
That's it. So let's go to the other 2 examples.
You're allowed to do this.
And here we go. First one's Rockstar Chica. And I don't have a DD repel, so I'm hoping that this...
I forgot this clip was long.
But this will be like a 1-minute demo or so. So I'm gonna go over to cam 1, and you can see Rockstar Chica advance. And let's move the sign over to the right side so that Rockstar Chica can attack. Because if you had it on the left side, then that would block Rockstar.
I'm going to show you
Chica
this
anyway.
whole clip so you can
So
see what I'm talking about when Mark talks after.
You can keep it hot or cold. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It might be long, but it'll make sense once I show the whole clip.
I wish I had more DD repels at this point. Yeah, there's Rockstar Chica. Oh no, the door's open though. Why isn't she attacking? Because Rockstar Chica can be cam stalled. And
which is allowed.
Go out, all bets are off. You just want to keep ventilated and all that. Yeah. If I move off the camera right now, Rockstar Chica is going to jump scare me. So let's actually do that. All right, I'm going to move to cam 7. Ready, set, jump scare warning. All right, instant.
I may not like
Absolutely instant. Because Rockstar Chica can be cam stalled. It prevents Rockstar Chica from coming in your room. And that's it. However, as a contrast, let's look at Freddy. Because Freddy cannot be cam stalled. And if you're looking at Freddy, we're just going to watch the frames advance, all right? So
Oh, this is longer than I thought. But this is to prove a point. I promise you, this is to prove a point.
2 or 3 second starting point usually here, so
watch this. This is to prove a point.
You might have actually started at 4 this time. It's
Or you could skip parts of this, but this is to prove a point, so just watch
here
this.
We go. He's just going to keep advancing. We're going to see Freddy, and Freddy, since the door is open, the only thing you have to do is shut the left door to get rid of Freddy. And you just do that before a camera check.
I can't lie, that's pretty cool.
But here, Freddy's
seeing
gonna
Freddy
jump
move
scare
like
us
that.
Just in either 38 or 39 seconds in, so jump scare warning. Oh, 37. Okay. Even quicker this time. All right.
But it's a part of the game. Now Mark's gonna say something, and this is where I have a little bit of a problem, but it is his opinion. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. Because everybody has freedom of speech. That's how the world works. We're allowed to say something that we don't agree with.
The thing that I ask myself about this is, what is the intended behavior, right? So it's not a technological limitation that one does something versus the other, right? One.
Careful, Mark. All I'm saying is careful. Careful what you say.
One is something where, if I had to guess, given that there is a distinction, and this happens to other characters, there is a reactionary component to it. Something where no, that doesn't make any sense either. This has always been my problem with this methodology of playing, is, to me, much like what I just discovered about Five Nights at Freddy's 1, if let's say, for example, and I'm not trying to discredit anyone else's accomplishments. That's not what I'm saying. This is all my personal opinion about this. Is if I had known about this trick with keeping keeping Freddy Fazbear on the camera, and that would eliminate him as a threat, I don't know if I could say to myself that I actually beat him. That's me. That's me. That's my thing. And this is my exact same mentality of why I chose to do 55 mode versus what I was seeing was the outcome of, people being 50-20. And again, I am not discrediting anything that anyone has done. It is not like it does not take skill to do these things to be able to get that. But it's skill and a whole lot. It's
careful.
It's
Mark.
not exploiting. I don't want to say it's exploiting. Like, he's right. It's not
part of the game. It's not exploiting. But yeah,
it's lessening the mechanics that I believe were intended to make it easier.
It's still a part of the game, so you're still allowed to use it.
And I personally have an issue with making things easier and
personally, this is his personal opinion, which is okay, but still
considering it beaten. You know what I mean? Then again, there's a whole argument to be said. But if I had known in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 that you could do that trick, I don't think I would have done it. I really don't. Because I liked how hard it was. I liked how much nuance it took.
And that's where I have sort of a problem. What if that was the only method? He probably would have done it. He's saying he wouldn't have done it, but this is him now. You can't speak for your past self, really, because you were different in the past. I'm saying that because there's things my older self I wouldn't have done that I would do now. Because my younger self is different. My self in the past is different. So, in the past, you probably would have, maybe. I don't know. Nobody knows. Because our past selves are different. We grow up, we mature, we think differently now. We don't think like we did back then. We grow up.
I liked the fact that I thought me going over to Foxy on the camera had an impact and that I needed to do it. It made it harder than it needed to be, but at the moment, no one knew any better, so it was exactly as hard as it needed to be. And when it comes down to mechanics like this and the camera stalling, I think for this one with Ultimate Custom Night, it is a necessity. I'm not saying that it could not be beaten without these mechanics, because to be perfectly honest, I kind of believe that you could. If someone tried hard enough and actually did the mechanics represented to them. I wonder if anyone has done a tool-assisted, like 50/20 mode, where you could see someone doing this. What it is and what it represents is something that is like a ultimate challenge in terms of like my skill. And at the time, I did not believe that I had actually, it's true, even now I don't, is have enough time to be able to do 50/20 mode in the way that it could be. I don't think it's impossible, because there are certain things that you can definitely do, and I do believe that having mechanics of this is definitely good, and whatever. It's like a fine line of wherever you decide to draw it. My masochist is showing, hey, listen, I like a challenge. I do. And I applaud the effort of everyone here that is doing this to the difficulty that it is. I'm not taking away anything from that. But my personal satisfaction in beating these things has always been overcoming like something that I thought would have been literally impossible.
You get to the point.
Anyway, I'll leave it at that. My only thing that I could say is like, because I don't know enough about 50/20 mode to even say that I could beat it in any sort of way. I'm not saying that I could.
Sorry.
I definitely have.
Sorry, I just, I forgot how long the speech was, so I just wanted him to get to the point. I probably just should have skipped a couple of this, but I'm just trying to show you the whole speech.
I haven't put enough time into looking into the mechanics. I'm not trying to criticize anything that they're saying. Personally speaking, though, I draw the line. If the example is Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and you hold Freddy at that camera to beat the game, you did not beat 420 mode.
And that's where I have a problem. That's his conclusion. You beat the game. If it's part of the game, if it's a new method, in life there are new methods to do things that are hard. You're allowed to do that. But anyways, I think he's still going to finish up talking, and then I will talk my part fully.
That is where I draw the line. I have every right to speak about that one. I have no right at all to speak about Ultimate Custom Night because I have not beaten it. I will say that. That is where I leave it, and that's what I say. So do I decree it. Anyway, now back to me failing.
All right. So, we heard him say his conclusion. Personally, he thinks that you didn't beat the game if you were holding Freddy. That's where I have the problem. If it's a part of the game, you beat it. If it's a new method that people, the Fnaf community, discovered together, put their own opinions together to make the game beatable, you beat the game. You worked hard, even with the new method. If you go back to my old 420 mode video, I left a link. I'll probably leave it in this video too, to Ambience's video of how to beat 420 mode. It's the new method. One thing he didn't mention is that I think you have to wait at least 25 to 30 seconds, but it doesn't matter. Do that and then do the methods to beating the game. It's a new method and it helps you beat the game. You're allowed to use it. You beat the game by holding Freddy there. It's like saying in FNAF 2, oh, you're holding the puppet in the box. So technically, you didn't beat the puppet. So what? Don't hold the puppet in the box? Because technically, there are 20... I'd say there's... No, not 20. There is 11 animatronics in Fnaf 2. 20 animatronics. You're holding the puppet in the box by winding it up. I know you have to do... It's the same... It's kind of the same thing with Freddy. You're holding Freddy on the camera like you're holding the puppet in the box. Although having the puppet there and having to wind up the box does make the game harder, which is a part of the game and is a game mechanic. But at the same time, holding Freddy in the camera is a part of the game. And it is a game mechanic that people discovered. It's a new method, a new algorithm to beating the game. So if you beat it with the new method, you beat the game, regardless of what the old king of Five Nights at Freddy's said. And yes, I say old king because I think he lost the crown when Donko beat what was it? I think it was 50-20 mode, yeah. But I'm not trying to discredit Mark. It's his own opinion because he did beat the method. He did beat the game with the old method, which applause to you, Mark. Applause. I have old footage of me trying to beat the game with the old method. I made it to 4. I made it to 4 p.m. but then I died to Foxy because it was difficult. It was really difficult. Because there was an amount of times that Foxy can hit the door and then you'd screw up and lose. But I beat the game with a new method because I practiced it and added my own methods to it too. Some of my own methods. But yes, that's all I'm saying. And by the way, you should check out Space with Markiplier. It's actually interesting. I actually watched it myself, and I can't wait for part 2 to come out. Not trying to discredit Mark. Mark, you're a great person with a great big heart. I've seen the things you've done. You're a great person. I'm not trying to discredit you, but we have our differences when it comes to beating the game. But it's okay. Everybody has their difference. Not everybody's going to agree with everybody. That's how the world works. But it's okay, Mark. You're still a good guy, and hopefully I get to meet you in person one day and shake your hand. Because you're still a legend. Because, let's not forget, he did beat Sister Location, I think it was night 3 or 4, where you're in the suit before the pre-patch, before the patch. That's a king move. That was good on you, Mark. Good job. He did it when before the game was patched. I'll give him applause for that. But I just wanted to make a video on that. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will leave a video on the left or right about Space with Markiplier if you want to give that a watch. And on the other side, I will leave Ambience's link on 420 mode if you want to try it out for yourself. Thank you guys for watching, and I am playing Fnaf 2, so stay tuned for those videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys again soon in the next video. Take care, and good luck.